Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Here is your tarot reading for the week ahead. As I always say, take what's helpful, leave what isn't, and remember this is guidance rather than obligations or anything of that sort. A really great week for you coming up. Really, really nice to see. Certainly across the board, there's been some more challenging messages coming through. So for whatever reason, Sagittarius, you've been able to kind of sidestep some of these slightly more challenging energies. I will start with perhaps two of the main challenges for you, and then we'll kind of move on to the good stuff, so to speak. Something that has been appearing time and time again throughout almost all of the readings are the pentacles in reversed. I don't think there's been an exception to that rule so far, so quite surprising to see. Pentacles are the sign of Earth. We are moving into Pisces season here. And unsurprisingly, Pisces being the water sign associated very much with the dream, subconscious, it's at the 12th house. So it's the furthest away from the Earth, from reality, so to speak. Therefore, there are going to be feelings of being quite ungrounded in some ways. Maybe that's expressing itself being a bit spacey, being a bit kind of scatty, not being able to necessarily focus. For you, that's less so. The way that it may very well express itself for you this week, Sagittarius, is more to do with effort application that is being applied, not bearing the results that we perhaps want to see. All I can suggest here is don't get discouraged, don't get dissuaded by that. The Knight of the Eight of Pentacles, the Lord of Prudence, is about just getting on with things, keeping head down, and normally that creates results. It very well likely will, but there's a feeling here at the moment of, oh, should I just give up then? Should I change? Of course, if you're feeling as though you're swimming frantically and it's not going anywhere, sometimes we have to take the hints that the universe are sending to us. I wouldn't, however, make that decision this week. If that is something that is continuing through to next week, the week after, then that may be just catalyzed from this week. The reason that I kind of say that is because we've got the High Priestess in reverse. The High Priestess is the queen of the subconscious, the kind of the watery aspect. She's kind of quite Piscean in some ways, and the fact that she's coming up reversed suggests one of two things. One is you're not listening to your intuition, you're not trusting your intuition as perhaps you should be, or in combination with that Eight of Pentacles, it could be indicating actually don't necessarily make any rash decisions, any big decisions this week, because your intuition might not be communicating to you in the clear way that it perhaps would. To give an analogy, it's like your intuition is a radio station and there's some static, there's some interference because there's a weather balloon nearby that's just distorting some of those messages. So that's not to say, oh, you should not look at your intuition this week. It's always key to listen to your intuition, but just might be sending you some mixed messages. You might be assuming that certain things are correct and then later on finding, oh, okay, yes, I'd kind of slightly misunderstood that. You have here the Judgment card. Really, really nice to see, with the Archangel Gabriel blowing his horn on the Day of Judgment. Part of the reason I would say that you're able to circumnavigate some of the challenges this week that going on collectively is this level of acceptance. You being able to accept, okay, that's what I should be doing instead. Fine, I'm going to do it. And that's really nice to see. There's a kind of there's a receptivity, there's an ability for you to just go with the flow, not question it too much, not fight it too much. A lot of other star signs are really battling against it and it's feeling very treacly, whereas you may find the there's an adaptability here that's really good. It doesn't mean that you suddenly have to turn your life upside down. The fact it's the Judgment card may indicate some ways that, but it's just recognizing and understanding, okay, the universe doesn't want me to do that anymore. Fine, cool. Right, let's move on. It does get a touch complicated because of that High Priestess in reversed energy. You might slightly kind of question it, but at least that's a nice analogy. They're saying where the other star signs might be swimming upstream and it's really effortful, you find yourself in a place where you go, okay, the tide's turned the other way, I'm going to move that way a little bit. And then there's always an opportunity for you to change your direction again. I wouldn't necessarily upend your life. That's what I'm trying to say. I wouldn't necessarily upend your life, but I would kind of think it's more of this attitude this week of, if this opportunity is just arriving and presenting itself, you go, okay, fine, I'll roll with that, I'll go with that. It's not questioning it too much or picking it apart too much. And I think that that's something that the other star signs may very well be guilty of. It's nice to see this Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is all new thoughts, new ideas, new clarity, being able to channel messages in many ways. There is a simplicity here. That's a really nice message in terms of just, what's it? KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Don't overcomplicate things. Just keep things really easy. There's a very laissez-faire energy coming in with you, Sagittarius. It's like you're willing to take your hands off the steering wheel and go, okay, fine, I'm happy to see where this takes me. And that makes me smile. That makes me very buoyant of heart. And I really like to see that. And that is perfect because we have the Lord of Satisfaction here with the 9 of Cups. He always looks a bit smug to me, but I really feel that you deserve to be a little bit smug here this week, Sagittarius. Very much because you're working with the tides rather than trying to work against them. Live your life in flow this week. I know that that is a message for us always, but sometimes, determination, resolution, being resolute is necessary. Digging your heels in and pushing through is necessary. This is not the week for that. This is the week. And particularly if you're finding other people are trying to kind of challenge you on things and bring you things. Personally, for me recently, I had a day that on another occasion probably would have upset me or thrown me off balance, or I would have taken to heart a lot more than I ordinarily would. But that whole day I just decided, okay, fine. Even though they're quite challenging things coming through, but I just thought, do you know what? Why bother getting upset with them? Why read too much into this? So that is my reading for you, Sagittarius. Does it resonate? Does it help? If so, which part? I'd love to know in the comments below. Please, please, please. But otherwise, be sure to check out your moon sign and your rising sign. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want to look because you think, no, I'm taking the good message. I don't want to look at anything else. But as we well know, it's always good to stay informed. But until next time, Sagittarius, have a wonderful week and I'll see you then. Bye for now.